All right. So go to our sample case studies folder, the file what we have started yesterday working with that. So let's go and start continuing with that. So if you remember, we have discussed up to our date calculations, the hidden formula for Microsoft Excel, like how to use this date, start date, comma, end date, comma, Excel operator, all these things we have seen. Correct. So kindly confirm you have got the file opened in front of you, naming called case studies. All right. Now, so go to the next sheet, naming called goal seek. So we are going to discuss about a data analytical tool of our Microsoft Excel, naming called GoalSeek. Okay. Now, what is the essence of this tool, where to use this, and what kind of achievement we are going to get out of this? Let's first have a small discussion on that part. Technically, I'll tell you in simple line, people, while working in corporate, if you do not take the right decision in right time, you have to face a lot of consequences. Do you all agree with me? If you do not take the decision in right time, that to right decision, so you have to face a lot of consequences. Like you may end up spending a lot of time, or you may increase of some extra cost or additional cost over there, or the team productivity may get lost. I mean, there might be different consequences about that. You never know. So in this case, we are going to discuss to take a right decision, how Excel tools are going to help us and how to use this tool called GoalSeek, called data analytical tool. We are going to discuss about that. So I have taken a very beautiful example, a salary slip, because everybody is getting salary. So you can connect with that components. That's why I've taken a salary example over here. Just see, we have a basic salary of 40,000. DA is nothing but 20%, that is formula driven. HRA is 50% of the basic, again formula driven. Medical allowance is fixed for 15K. Uniform allowance is fixed for 12K. Monthly CTC is nothing but summation of all the above values, and annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So it's a very simple formula based one example. You can check the formula also on your screen. Is there any difficulties in understanding any of this formula? Do let me know. So all clear, the entire formula. All right. Now, take a look. Here there is a situation. Suppose there is a volume business, okay, and there is a work demand in my team, and I need one resources. Okay. So what I'll do, definitely I'll be approaching to my recruitment team and I'll be telling them this is what a candidate's job responsibility and this must should be the academical qualifications and this much of experience should be there. So you please get me a candidate matching with all this criteria. So suppose say our recruitment team, they have started working with it and they got a person's profile, suppose XYZ. Now that person has come and being a team leader, I have to take the final interview and I have to decide whether to hire that candidate or not. So in this case, now the question is how to take a decision whether to hire that XYZ candidate immediately over there. So take an example. I have asked him to come for the interview. I have interviewed him. I have asked all the questions, and he has answered all the questions in very beautiful manner. Not a problem. And I have decided that I got my candidate, but that alone is not enough. So now the time has come to discuss about the compensation part, monetary value. So for this job responsibility, I offered him 11 lakhs 40,000, but he is not happy with that. He is expecting that instead of 11 lakhs 40,000, if I give 40 lakhs over there, 14 lakhs, then he is ready to join immediately in a day or two. So I have a problem now being a manager, being a team leader. I don't want to lose that candidate, but if I accept his demand, what would be the structure of my salary? This is my first problem. Okay. Now, internally, my management has given me authority stating that Pravas, you can hire anyone, you can accept anybody's whatever the demand of the salary, don't worry, but ensure that at any point of time the basic should not exceed 60,000. So this is again one more problem for me. Even if I accept 14 lakhs his demand, I have to also ensure that this basic salary should not exceed 60,000. So management has given me authority, but along with that, there is a limitation or capping also given with that. Now, having said this, if I want to decide how long it will be taking for us, if this kind of scenario is there, or ideally what we do in that scenario, we first ask our candidate to be seated in our lobby or reception for 1 hour or 2 hour, and then we ask them, okay, we are through with the interview. We'll let you know in the next couple of hours about the scenario. Now, why we are taking 2 hours time? Why we are buying 2 hours time? Why don't we decide in the table itself then and there whether to hire that candidate or not? So in that 2 hours, what exactly we do? In the 2 hours, if you look at, we come back and in our workstation, we start doing permutation combination. What is that? Like management has given me the maximum of 60,000. So first I'll check whether I have that permission to give him that 14 lakhs or not. So if I go for it, now it gives me the value of over here how much? 15 lakhs 48,000. So I can play safe. Now I have got the situation. I can play safe. All right. But to achieve this output of 14 lakhs, what it's supposed to be the structure. So what I'll do, I'll go to that basic salary. I will select to reduce the value 58,000. So it will go now a bit closer to 14 lakhs. Again, I'll go and change 57,000. Like that, I keep changing this basic salary, and unless and until this becomes 14 lakhs, my permutation combinations will be going on, right? And this is what we do in that 2 hours time. Nothing wrong. What we are doing is absolutely correct. But now imagine if that person is still waiting for 2 hours for me, then I have still got a chance to win that candidate. Guys, anybody's mic is on, kindly keep the mic on mute. Nandini, could you please keep your mic on mute? Right. Now here, if that candidate is still waiting for another 2 hours, I have got a chance to win that candidate. Now, suppose say the other side, let's discuss. Suppose that candidate has got another interview scheduled up in my neighborhood company. Okay. So he thought for a while, rather sitting idle for 2 hours, let me just check with the other recruiter if they're okay with the interviews so I can go and finish it off. That's what anybody will think like that. Now, when he inquired with the neighborhood company recruiter, they said, yes, if you have come so far this much of distance, let's finish it off. Now, when he went and checked, that person is immediately accepting his demand of 14 lakhs. So what happened? Do you think that that person is going to come back to my organization? Definitely not, because he got what he wanted, right? So in this case, what happens? Since I made a delay, I lost a good candidate. Now, the other side, my entire recruitment team, whom I have approached for the candidate, whatever the efforts they have made to filter out candidates' profile, that also it has gone in vain. Now, being a team working with that, I'm still losing my team's resources because I don't fill the gap, and my management is going to question me again. Prabhas, why you are just making like this? I told you, I gave you an authority. Please fill that gap. I can see your team's performance is going degrading day by day. I mean, day by day. Why don't you fill that gap? So this is how I have to be answerable, being a team leader to my management. Why my team's performance is also not well. So since we did not take the decision in time, people, these are the consequences over here. So bottom line is how to take a immediate decision rather asking or buying for 2 hours of time with the candidate on the table itself. So for that, we are going to use a data analytical tool of our Microsoft Excel people naming called GoalSeek. Now this GoalSeek, where we have, if you go to our data menu, we have an option called what if analysis. And when you go to what if analysis, we have an option called GoalSeek. So where we find our GoalSeek option, we got that clarity. Okay. Now, coming back to application of GoalSeek. You cannot apply GoalSeek wherever you want. To apply the same, you must satisfy two validation rules. Rule number one, the data, whatever you are dealing with, it must be formula driven. So if you have the static cells, then definitely GoalSeek will not work. So in our data, many more cells are formula driven, not a problem. Now, rule number two, going to data, when I go for what if analysis and GoalSeek, then it takes to me a dialog box over here. And the first input, it is asking set cell. Now set cell, what does it mean by set cell? Set cell is nothing but an objective cell. In any data, there will be an objective. So if you have understood our whole story, what is our objective? Our objective is annual CTC. Now this annual CTC, when I refer as a set cell, our rule number two, it says that whichever the cell you consider as a set cell, that cell must contain a formula. So if you see our annual CTC, is it containing a formula? Yes, monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So no problem. Our rule number two is also satisfied. Now coming to two value. Now coming to two value. How much value you are expecting over here? So how much that candidate is asking over here, if you look at, is of 14 lakhs, correct? So I'll go and type over here 14. Number of zeros is 5. So I have to consider that. And this cell you cannot refer or connect to a cell. You have to always keep this value typed manually. Now coming to by changing cell, which cell you change so that you can get 14 lakhs. So taking 2 hours of time, which cell we are trying to different combinations in the basic one. So basic cell will be nothing but my by changing cell option. Now see the beauty. On the moment I click OK button, on the blink of your eyes, immediately it will throw the result over here. So if you go for this, now what is the data? This is the data I have. Now by changing cell, if you look at C4, C4 is there. Now if I go and click OK, cell must contain a formula. So this is asking cell must contain a formula. Is it containing formula? Yes. This is formula? Yes. Fine. Let me make it tweak. So if I go for goal seek again, taking this value, how much we are expecting? 14 lakhs. 2, 3, 4, 5. By changing cell, yes, basic one. Now when I go and click OK, can you see with immediate effect, it will throw the result. If you are accepting his demand, your salary structure will be like this. Now, is this value is below 60,000? Yes. So without making any delay, I would accept his demand, the person's candidate's demand, and I would say, we are through with the interview. Welcome aboard. You may join our organizations from day after tomorrow, and rest of formalities our HR will be taking care. See, so enter 2 hours of time, 1 hour time, half an hour, whatever you are spending to take a decision, people. This will job will be easy by using this goal seek. So give it a try and check, is it working? Going to data, what if analysis, goal seek. And there, annual CTC is our set cell. To value is 14 lakhs. And by changing cell is the basic cell. Check and confirm, is it working? Fine. So I believe everybody is comfortable using this GoalSeek tool. Any difficulties, any questions from anybody? Feel free to
And
ask.
1 second, I just
Yeah.
share my screen.
Yeah.
Self and timing. Maybe 1 second. So you
Hmm.
can see, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen. So you have taken, the problem is A C10, C10, A1, C10. There are two references. Delete everything. In that, delete everything. Yeah. Go for GoalSeek again. Yeah. So instead of set cell as A1, it should be annual CTC. So annual CTC or C10. Yes. Now A1 you remove A1. Hmm. Now, no. Remove everything, just clean everything, set cell. Now click only annual CTC. Perfect.
Okay.
Now you are looking for 14 lakhs. Yes. Now by changing cell is a basic one. Yes. Now click OK. It will throw the immediate result.
All right.
Right. All right. See how to use this goal seek. We got the clarity on that, right? Any difficulties from anybody? Anybody is not clear what we did? All right. So let's go to our next topic over here. Naming called data clean one. So what is this data cleaning and why we need to clean our data? Let's have some basic understanding about it. Most of the time, what it happens, people, if you just realize 90% cases we receive our data in unclean format. What is the meaning by unclean format? Like your data might be missing with the column headers. Your data might be having the errors like hash na, hash num, hash value, hash spill, all these kind of errors. Your data might be having the blanks in place, or the column which contains number may not be in number format. The date columns which is not contain dates should not be date format. So all these problems are nothing but the part of our unclean data. All right. So something we have right now over here. So unless and until you clean your data, making it ready for next level, it is of no use for us. So being an Excel user, people, even though you have got good amount of knowledge about Excel formulas and function, if you do not have any idea how to clean your data, you have to always depend upon a third party, or you have to always take the help of somebody else. So now the question is over here, if you look at our data, we have got some vendors records for last 15 days, whatever the revenue over here, okay, or how much amount we have paid something, anything you name it. And the moment I look at, there are many more cases. We have got some errors in place, like hash reference, hash division, hash name, hash spell. All these errors are there in place. Can you see them? Or hash null. So we have got different types of errors in place. So now the question is over here, having these errors in place, if I go for it, unless and until I clean my errors in place, it will be of no use for me. So this is the place where people we have to first act upon, like all these errors, whatever you see, we need to replace the same with some kind of predefined text, either zero, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable. Then only we can stop people asking unwanted questions. But how to deal with the same? So the one line statement, what I would like to say is, wherever the errors are there in place of those errors, we are expecting the cell to be containing a text called NA. And to make it happen, something like that, our experts, they will suggest you go for find and replace. So if you go for find and replace, one time, one error can be handled. But we have got varieties of errors. So if you go for find and replace, many more times you have to roll out this activity of find and replace, and that will be really time consuming job. So we are not supposed to do that. Now I'll tell you what is the best process to handle these errors. So keep your cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A, and there Once you select, go for Control G, G for gamma, G for goal. So go to dialog box will appear on the screen. Okay. And within this, you will be finding a tab called Special. And when you click that special button, you will be finding a go to special dialog box will be appearing on the screen where you could find an option called constants is there. And once you select these constants, you can remove the checkboxes from numbers, text, logicals. So what I'm saying is selecting your entire data over here, then going to Control G, then special, then constants, and remove the checkboxes from numbers, text, logicals. And then click OK, and immediately you will be finding from the entire data set only error driven cells are alone in selection, right? Hope all of you are getting that. Don't do anything, just confirm in the chat box. Are you getting all the errors selected? Now, just leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and go for immediately typing NA. Wherever it is typing, don't bother. But if you're interested to see, look at your formula bar. It will be showing NA you have typed. Perfect. Again, leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and go for Control Enter. So when you go for Control Enter, can you see all these error-driven cells are replaced with your text called NA? Job is not done yet. Final step, what you need to do, you need to go to the Home tab and you must color those cells with a different color. Okay, like yellow color I have taken. And why we need to color them? Because I need to put a one line of statement, or we call it as a legend. And we need to state that the yellow colored cells are nothing but the yellow colored cells are nothing but the errors replaced with NA. So whomever I'm sending the file, by reading this legend one line of statement, they can make out what I have done with those cells. So this is how people you should do the right treatment for your text-driven errors inside the data any point of time you come across and present it effectively. Check it out. How to do the error management. We got the clarity. Any difficulties from anybody?
Yeah, could you please come back after selecting errors?
Yeah.
What was the next level?
Just type immediately NA and control enter. If it is not happening, you can share your screen. I can guide you.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So all are clear. Anybody is facing any trouble still, you can ask me. No problem. Because these are the time-saving techniques, people. First, you need to do the error management in your data, handle it properly, and you can make it ready for next level.
Sir, could you repeat the process again? Just the shortcuts.
Okay, you can share your screen. I can guide you.
my screen visible?
Yep. You can select your data,
Yeah.
then Control G, G for Gamma, G for Goa,
Okay.
special, then constants. No, no, not formula, not formula, constants. Yeah. Then deactivate numbers, text, logicals. Then click OK.
Okay, so if I select formulas, that basically means whatever formula is applied on this sheet, they will, I mean, they will be not applicable for numbers, text, and logicals. Is my understanding correct?
No,
If
no.
if I select formulas, then
Yeah, if you select formulas,
ah,
what is the purpose of selecting formulas? I'll tell you. If your error is a formula driven error, like you have applied formula and that formula returns some error, like hash na,
okay.
hash reference, hash division, then you should select formulas. But these are not formula driven errors. These are text driven errors. If you see any of
Mhm.
the error, you select any of the error. Go for cancel. I'll tell you. Go for cancel. Keep your cursor in one of the error and check in the formula bar. Do you see any formula?
No.
So these are called text driven errors. Now, if your formula bar were having the formula in those errors, then
Mhm.
you should have selected formulas.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Now select everything. Control G, special, then go for constants. Yeah, number, text, logicals. Click OK and just leave your mouse. Leave your mouse. Don't click anywhere. Don't click anywhere. Just
Mhm.
type immediately NA and Control Enter. And then go to Home tab. No, 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 that is what.
Okay.
Go for
Okay.
Control Z, undo. Just go for undo. Huh.
Mhm.
Now type NA. Don't click anywhere. Don't click anywhere. Just type NA and Control Enter.
Okay. Okay. Control enter.
Yeah. Now go to Home tab and color those cells. And you have to write one line of statement below to the data in the bottom side as that yellow color cells are nothing but it's a error driven cells replaced with NA. So whomever you are sending the file, they can read that legend one line of statement and they can make out. They're not going to bother much. They're not going to call you back again just to understand what is this about. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
No
Thank you.
problems. Yeah. Welcome. All right. So I'm sharing the screen again, taking the control back. And now, so how to handle these errors? We got the basic understanding or clarity. Now, if you look at my screen, just watch my screen. There are many more cells. If you look at, it is containing or having some kind of blank cells. Can you see? I'm highlighting also. So now the objective is wherever the blank cells are there, we would like to replace the same with the text called nil, N-I-L. Okay. So how to deal with the same? So let's go for a practice. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, and again go for Control G. Go to dialog box will appear, click on the special, and when you click the special tab, you will be finding in the go to special there is a blanks option is there. And when you click this blanks option and click OK, then only blank cells alone is in selection. Kindly confirm. Right? So once you find all your blank cells are in selection, leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and immediately type NIL. Wherever it is typing NIL, don't worry. Just go to your formula bar and you'll be finding NIL is being typed over there. Now hit Control Enter. And all these blank cells, whatever we had, is replaced with now nil text. And with this, do not forget, go to Home tab and color these cells with a different color. And below to this data, you write one line of statement that the green color cells are nothing but cells are blanks replaced with L. Okay. So this is how you have to present your data, doing the right treatment with the errors, blanks, if you have come across any point of time. And that's the story of our data clean one. Kindly confirm, just check it out. Is it working? Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. So all good with our data clean one? Fine. Now let's go for our data clean two. So whenever you download the data from SAP or ERP people, there are two areas always you will be finding the trouble. The column which contains numbers will not be in number format. The column which is containing date will not be in date format. And unless until you clean this data, you cannot work further. So we have some examples, something related to that. You can check it out. Suppose say this is what some employee related records I have downloaded from SAP or ERP. So near about 1 lakh records, it comes in this format, like employee IDs there, employee name and the job responsibility or title, what they have, and their salary, which department they belong to. All these respective data, you could see 1 lakh records, something like this. Now, in this, if you look at our annual salary, what it happens, this column is containing numbers, but it is not in number format. So now the question is how to know that? I mean, how immediately I come to know that this is not in number format? So simple logic. If you see in this entire column in the top left corner, can you see one green color flag symbols have been embedded? So these are nothing but a simple message that the column which is containing numbers, it is not in number format. So if it is not in number format, then which format it is then? So definitely this is there in the format of either general or in the text, but it is not in number format, that is for sure. Then how to clean up the same? So our experts, they will suggest you that Prabhas, do not worry, just select like this, go for this yellow color symbol in the left side of our cell, and you should go for convert to number. So do not take these options, people, because this option, if you take, no doubt it will work, but it is being designed to handle or deal only limited row items, 10, 20, 30, max 50 row items. You can take this option. But right now we have got 1 lakh records, and by mistake or unknowingly, if you take this option, it will be inviting trouble for you. What kind of trouble? Like Excel not responding, Excel stopped working, Excel is restarted. All these problems you'll be facing. So, what is the best way to clean this? Take a look. Keep your cursor in the first cell of your annual salary column, then select the rest. So, how to select the rest? Control Shift down arrow key. Control Shift down arrow key. Then once you have got it, when you go for Control Shift down arrow key, you can see you have reached to the last row item, no doubt. But you have to come back. You have to come to the beginning where you have started the selection. Then the best practice, do not go and use your mouse pointer and to scroll like this. The best option, go for Control Backspace. So when you go for Control Backspace, so immediately you will come to the beginning of your entire range. Okay, that is the best practice. And this keyboard shortcut is going to help you a lot when you are designing the formula or function for a large volume of data. Trust me. Okay, now going to our data menu, we have an option called text to column. Text to column. Okay, and when you click this text to column, it will take you to the dialog box like text to column import wizard, and then go for next. No need to do any changes. Again, go for next. Now in the third tab, if you look at, it is showing column data format by default general. Okay. So here, if you look at, our data is in number. Okay. So what we can do for this, now here, instead of general, you should go for date, because we do not have a number format exclusively over here. So go for date. Okay. Now when you go for date and click finish, now with immediate effect, you will be finding entire data will be turned into number. So is it turned into number? Let's go and check it out. Is equal to this data plus 2. So you can see now this data automatically I'm getting this populated. I can apply any formula functions to this data. So this is how the best practice you can always follow. Okay. Now, though this in number, but still, if you look at, the data will be showing as a text format since the source data is in text. But now the data is ready for next level. This is for sure. So this is what the best practice you can follow, people. Whenever you have the data, select the same and go for over here. Now you can see respective changes. If you want to turn into number, I told you yesterday, Control Shift 1. Did you remember? Yesterday we discussed one keyboard shortcuts in our data presentation. So to convert any format to number format, now is it happening? Yes, I'm able to see the changes. So this is how, people, we have understood that whenever you have your number column and if it is not in number format, how to turn into number format by taking the help of a text to column. And that is very, very essential. When you download the data from SAP or ERP, this is the first thing we should do. Check it out. Is it working? Kindly confirm in the chat box. Y for yes or D for done.
The warning message still appears, Panda. What I need to do to go warning message?
Just go for Control Shift 1. Select everything, Control Shift 1.
Yeah, actually I did it.
Still, if it is appearing, then select
Yeah,
everything. You can see one yellow color symbol turns up in the left
yeah,
side.
ignore it.
Just click on that yellow color symbol. There will be an option called Ignore Error.
Yeah, done that.
Yeah, now it will be removing. All right. So now coming back to our extreme right column, you could see there is a year column over here, correct? Now this year column, if you look at, it is
Sir,
also containing some errors. Yes.
sir, can you explain once again, sir?
Yeah, what is that where you have missed out? Could you please share your screen? Let me see.
I don't have proper data in Excel, sir.
No, you do not have proper data in the sense we are working my data, right? I have already shared with you those things. You have not downloaded from your email.
No, sir.
Why? In the email, there was an attachment, right? Called sample case studies. So since
1 minute,
yesterday
sir.
you are doing like this, no, no, Sudha. If you look
So
at
one
your
minute.
mails,
1 minute.
yeah. Yes, Sudha. Is it downloaded? I'm just waiting for your reply. All right. So let's go to our year column. Okay. And in this year column, if you look at, we have got some errors in place like hash value. You can pick out any random cell from the year column. And if you look at what is that error we have? So there is a year formula already embedded. And we have seen yesterday in Excel, we do have a year formula. If you recall our AMC example, I told you there is a year formula and how to extract a year from a date. We have seen all these things, isn't it? Now here, if you look at the same year formula is depending upon the date column. So now we are clear that since our date column is not in proper date format, our year is not fetching the value. So we have to go and check with our date column. So kindly go to our higher date column and select your first date value and select the rest. Control Shift down arrow key. And as I told you, if you want to come back to the beginning, what is the keyboard shortcut? Control backspace. Control backspace. Correct? Now, look at your date and tell me what is the problem in our date column. Anybody? Please. In our date column, what is that problem you feel that it is there?
It is missing hyphen or this forward slash.
Very good.
That is.
So, absolutely.
Mhm.
So, yesterday we discussed what is the ideal format of our date. Though it is of DD, MMYY or MMDDYY, not a problem, but the separator, the delimiter should be either hyphen or forward slash, not the backslash even. So, this is where the place the problem we have with the date separator. But how to deal with the same? Trust me, our experts they will suggest you, Prabhas, don't worry, go for find and replace finding dot replace with something xyz. Don't do that because find and replace will not give you 100% success. So the best example what you can do is you can go to your data menu, same text to column, same text to column, and when you go to text to column it will take you to your export import wizard, right? And there you don't need to do any kind of changes, directly go for next. and again click the next button. So when you go and click the next button over here in the third tab, column data format shows general. So instead of general, go for date. Now, ideally, what is the date format we have? DDMMYY. So this drop down should display as same option DMY. If your data is of MDY, month, date, year, this should display as MDY. If it is not showing, you should go and manually change from the drop down. This is the only role of this drop down. All right. Now, since our data is there in DMY format, this is showing DMY, let it be. Now click finish. Now with immediate effect, can you see your higher data is clean and as well as the year date options or whatever the errors were there. Now, is it also clean over here? Yes. So this is how the best practice, people. You have to clean the data which is containing the date and how to bring our date into proper date format by using text to column. We have seen that. So any difficulties, anybody, feel free to ask. Hope it is clear how to deal with our SAP driven or SAP download data and what are the necessary columns to be checked. Any questions, feel free to ask.
Any shortcut key for this?
Shortcut key like Alt A E, like you can go for Alt A for data menu, E for text to column. Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Right. Now, let us go for our data clean 3. Okay. So in our routine activities, again, we just keep working with a lot of data around. Okay. And in those cases for data cleansing, how to deal with the same, let's go and have a basic understanding upon that. Take a look. We have got the employee names over here. Sometimes we need to segregate first name into one column, last name into other column. So basically here again, our experts, they will suggest you different types of formula functions, or people go for text to column. But I'll tell you very simple technique. Just see. We can go to our first instance, typing Emily over here next to last name Davis. Emily, Control E, Davis, Control E. So what is this Control E? Is nothing but flash fill. So this is one of the AI tool of our Microsoft Excel called Control E, is nothing but flash fill. Just check it out. Is it working? Going to first name column, type the first name, then Control E. Again, going to the last name, type the last name and go for Control E. Are you getting your data separated immediately?
Yes.
Anybody is not getting the same or any questions from anybody? Feel free to ask.
What if instead of Emily Davis, we have like Emily John Davis? Then in that case, how exactly will be the bifurcation?
It will not be because the data has to be consistent for AI tool purpose. The data has to be consistent. Suppose some names, first name, middle name, last name, and some cases first name, last name only is there. There is no middle name. So this is a consistent type, inconsistent data. So in those cases, it will not work. You have to write the formula driven answers. So in those cases, what kind of formula combinations we have to use? I'll show you one example. Just say, no need to do anything. So say, take an example, name separator. I'll go for name separator formula. So this kind of lengthy formula we have to combine, like if error, left, mid, find, and then len. All these formulas we have to combine together, and then only, like if you have got the name Hari Prasad, Ram Prasad, Chaurasia. So this is our first name, middle name, last name. Then we have to go for finding out or separate the data by using this kind of nested formulas. There is no ready-made options for this,
Okay.
right? All right, so I believe now this flash fill option, how to operate with, all are clear with that. Now, where do we find that? Take a look. If you go to Home tab, in this, we have got a fill option over here, just below to the Sigma. And then the last option is dealing with your flash fill, and that is nothing but the keyboard shortcut, Control E. Right? Now, this is our location number one. Location number two, where else we can find that? Just see. If you go to our data menu, here also we do have an option called flash fill. So these are the two locations where you get your flash fill operations, people. You can see that. Now, where else we can use this flash fill? See, suppose you have got the first name and last name in two different columns. You want to combine the data. Ideally, people prefer to go for any kind of formula or function that is called concatenate and all these things they do. That's a very lengthy formula. Don't do that. I'll tell you a very simple way. Like we have got first name and last name in two different columns, right? We should go to the next column and type the way we want our data, like Gary Miller, and then Control E. Done. The entire data will be combined. See how quick and fast it is. Trust me, it will increase your speed like anything. And 90% cases for data cleansing, you can make use of this tool called Flash Fill. Check, is it working? Okay. Similarly, suppose say, take an example. I have got my names over
Sir,
here. Yes.
one second, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain first name and last name?
Yeah, you go and first check the enable content. First you that yellow color bar. See, you are working in 2010. This option will be missing. It is not available in 2010 version of Microsoft Excel. You should have minimum 2013 and above. So only thing is,
Okay,
Sudha, you have to upgrade your Microsoft Office because this flash fill is not available in 2010. Okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah. All right. So now, once we have done with this, how to segregate the data, how to combine data by using flash fill, we got the basic understanding. Can you take that? All are clear, whatever we did so far?
Hi, sir. Venkatesh here.
Yeah. Yeah, we can just tell
Uh,
me.
Actually, my question is that if you have a part number,
Mhm.
like my my organization part number is a 12 digit, and my customer part
Alphanumeric.
number is, sorry,
Alphanumeric.
and my customer part number is alphanumeric. So how I can that combine by using the same flash fill, or I
Yeah.
need to do the concatenate?
You can combine. You can combine also. Same flash fill only. Why you need to go for concatenate formula?
Okay, that way is also working.
Yes, yes, it will work.
Yes.
Any segregation, any concatenation or conjoining or combining multiple cell strings, cell references, you can go for this flash fill. No issues.
Oh, okay, thank you, sir.
Right, no problem. I'll tell you one more case also, like when you are in working with the OEM industries, especially the BOM case, bill of
Yes, right.
material case.
Yes,
Okay,
right, right.
so in those cases also you have to use this flash fill only. I'll tell you a beautiful example. Just watch my screen since you have asked me. Uh, I'll take you through over here. See, most of the time what it happens when you receive or download your data from SAP or ERP, you may get this kind of leading zeros in the left or right, could be the case, you never know. And that is entirely diluting my entire material code if you look at. So actually our material code is of this kind of alphanumeric combination as per the bin card system. If you look at the material code will be something like this. So this alphabets is nothing but my rack options and where the location details, and the metal code is the serial number depending upon that what we have created. So sometimes two alphabets, sometimes one alphabet could be the case also. We never know, because if it is an old material, definitely it would have started with only one alphabet, like our number system of our vehicles if you look at, right? But
Right.
the question is over here, how to clean my data so that I can apply any functions or any formulas, or I want to reconcile the data, I want to cross check two columns, anything you want to do, then this data has to be cleaned first. So cleaning in the sense like unwanted zeros has to be removed. But how to do that? Just see. So here again, people write a lengthy formula. I'll tell you a simple case. Copy that, your entire material code, go to the next column, paste it, and go for Control E. Can you see? Without any hassle, it has extracted the entire 10,000, whatever respective number of characters your data is containing your material code, it is extracting for you. So you can use Flashfill again.
Yes,
Hope it
right.
is clear,
Got it.
English. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, what if in the same example, let's
Hmm.
say that we have the combination of data. For example, sometimes we have this data which starts from decimal and it doesn't after decimal. It's the random number. Sometimes it is the alphanumeric value, and sometimes it is not the decimal numbers. It is just the plain number, and sometimes it is the alphanumeric value. So in if we have such sort of data, then I don't think I mean this flash fill will be applicable. So in this case, do we need to create a complex formula for it, or do we have any sort of mechanism to filter out what exactly is the process data, or I would say that whatever is there, like I mean we just don't want the decimal part or just the count. So such type of things, how exactly we can do?
See, I'll tell you one thing in very simple language.
Mm,
Flashfill, whether it will work or not, we can't predict. We have
mm,
to apply once and see the output. If the output is matching with our requirement, then we are lucky enough. Okay, because this is a AI generated tool. We are not defining any kind of logic over here. That is first thing. So what logic it applies depending upon the data, if it is matching with the requirement, the output, then we can use it. I can say in very simple layman language. Now, coming to your question,
mm,
when your data is not of consistent type, definitely Flash will not work. You have to write a different combination of formula to extract it, and then also that will be bit of challenging. I can't give you assurance that your formula will work because your data is not having a consistency over there. And
mm,
why such kind of problem and where it will come, I'll tell you. When the person is typing the data, so if a human body has typed literally sitting and doing the job, then definitely this kind of problem will occur. If it is a system driven data or system downloaded data, definitely you will not be facing the trouble, because system will always maintain the consistency. Though it is of errors, all the places the errors will be same. Though it is containing blanks, all the places the blanks will be there. If your
mm.
system contains space, all the places space will be there. So that is called consistent data.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, it is mostly the system generated.
Yes, so it will work. You can
Hmm.
bring the sample data. We have got another 2 days also. So if you face such kind of trouble, now you have learned today how to apply flash fill. Just immediately apply in your real-time data. If it is not working, just send me some sample data. I will guide you if it is possible through flash fill, or we should go for some kind of formula-driven results.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so we got some basic understanding that how to apply flash fill, different scenarios we saw. Now I'll take you through some more situations where you can use flash fill and make your job easy. Just say, now suppose say I have got the employee names and I have to define the email IDs of those employees. So always in our corporate, the email IDs, we maintain some kind of consistency again over there. Suppose say first name dot last name, email ID should be there. Well, so what I can do, just see, I'll go for deleting this. I'll go and type over here like Gary dot Miller and suppose say abc.com. So I'll go and type abc.com. I got it. Now same thing I'll go and apply. Now see, all the people email IDs are ready. So this is how whenever you have something in this kind of formats, the data you want to design or construct, don't take the formula or functions help. Always go for flash fill. This is going to help you a lot. And the beauty of this is, first of all, it is increasing your speed. Second thing is it is not increasing your file space because there's no formula or functions over here. Am I right? So hope this clear situation, whatever we discussed. All right. Now take a look where else we can use this flash fill. See, I have got the data over here and people are typing, they're not maintaining some kind of consistency in terms of case. Like somewhere people write capital letters, somewhere in small letter. That doesn't look good. So we need to maintain some consistency or maintain some uniformity about this. So to change case, Excel doesn't have the right options. Again, you have to depend upon the formula functions, upper, lower, proper, all these things you have to do. So that will be time consuming. And again, it will be making my file size heavy. So what you can do, just see over here, if I need my Gary Miller, so G should be capital, then again, M should be capital. I did it. Now control E, can you see? All the places exactly the same format data will be filled up. So this is really a beautiful options people Microsoft has ever designed, but this is available only if you are there in 2013 and above versions of Microsoft Excel. Check it out. Is it working? All right. So now let's see where else we can use this kind of flash fill. Suppose say I have the names. I just want the only the initial, the first name of those people, like Gary Miller, G M. So G and M, the first letter of those words, I want that. So how to get this? Say I'll go for over here, typing over here, so the first instance like G and M. And the moment I go for this, it will be giving the result automatically. So can you see wherever it is first name, middle name, last name is also there, it is picking up those characters values over here. So this is how, again, another case where you can use flash fill. We got that basic understanding. All right. This is one. Next one, I'll tell you. Suppose say we have got the dates and I want to extract the year. I told you you have to always go for a formula called year formula. Not necessary. You can simply go for over here 2019, the year. Okay. Now control E. Can you see all the places exactly? It is just filling up the years from all the places. So there are many more cases, people. You can use this flash fill, data combination, data concatenation, data conjoining, or data separating, data segregation, anything you want, you can make use of that. So that's the story of our data clean three people, like using AI tool, how to make our job easy. And the tool name is called flash fill, keyboard shortcut control E, where it is available in the home tab, fill, flash fill, or data menu, you will be getting flash fill. Hope this is clear in our data clean 3, whatever we used. Any doubt, any queries? So if it is done, kindly just respond in the chat box. Y for yes. All right, so let's go to our sheet name called people data fill. Okay, so here sometimes when you download the data from SAP or ERP, again you will be facing some challenges. So what kind of challenges? Let's go and discuss. Suppose say my boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire revenue report. So I gave a respective T code and I got some near about 1 lakh records in this format. Like we have got the city name, so store name you can say, and these are the products we are selling it in out in that particular city, and these are the revenue we have made over here. Now, when I have 1 lakh records like this, I presented same to my boss. My boss is not happy watching the same. So what he's telling, Prabhas, this data is of no use for me. Just do one thing, get me the details only for, suppose say, sweet corn kernels or say icing sugar. So out of 1 lakh records, my boss wants to see the data for icing sugar only. So in this case, what and how you are going to present it? I'm making it simple over here. My boss is not expecting the total of icing sugar. He is expecting only icing sugar related records out of 1 lakh records. What we do in that case? Yeah, anybody? I don't think it's a difficult question. Out of 1 lakh records, only icing sugar related records to be displayed on the screen. What we do? We go for application of filter. Yes or no? If you want to showcase some data out of a huge volume of data, basically we filter it, right? The same thing we are going to do. So filter where? In the product description column. And then one moment we go for it, we should go on filter. What exactly? First select all to deselect and we'll go for icing sugar. And we go on select and click OK. No doubt, icing sugar related records will be displayed. This is how we apply filter. And this is what we have to stop doing it, people. Yes, quite surprising with my answer. Yes, we have to stop doing it. Why? Is it something we have committed mistake over here? No. Whatever we did is absolutely correct, but the amount of time what we spent for filtering this data, that is not acceptable being a user of Excel. If suppose somebody like a student of standard 5 class or any class, he's learning Excel for the first time and he's doing the job, that's fine. That is okay with them if they are doing the filter like this, but not a professional like us. So the basic question is how to do a quick filter. See, this is my data set. My boss asked me, Prabhas, get me icing sugar related records. See what I'll do. I'll go to icing sugar. I'll just right click. I'll go for filter selected by cell value. See how quick is it? Same filter is happening. Icing sugar related records will be displayed. Filter button will be embedded and our job is done, but with no time. Check it out. Is it working? Icing sugar, filter, selected by cell value. Check.
If we want to see the revenue of this icing sugar store
Mhm,
wise,
mhm.
then is there any shortcut or do we need to apply multiple filters?
No, if you want to go for now, check it, take a look. Icing sugar related records only displayed. But
Hmm.
now, the moment I present it, do you think that my boss will be happy?
No, no.
Definitely not. Reason is being store details are missing over here. So this icing sugar belongs to a pertain to which store that is missing. So though we have presented our data, but this is incomplete. And why it is incomplete? Because store detail, if you look at, only first row item is containing the store name. Rest of cells are blank. So what is the meaning out of this? That entire product details are pertaining to Mumbai. This is meant for reading the data. That's fine. Anybody can read the data in this pattern. But this kind of data set is not meant for the calculation. So technically, what we need to do in our store detail column, each and every cell should be containing the reference of our store detail. Then only it will become a flat data and you can do anything you want like filter, pivot, subtotal, anything you want to do, you can do that. So basically in one line, if you want to say the data is not ready for next level. And if you do that copy paste work, select one, copy paste, Mumbai, copy paste, Chennai, copy paste, Ahmednagar, copy paste, 1 lakh records, not a joke, not a 5 or 10 cases that you can do copy paste 10 times. So this is the place where people, how to just populate my data in store detail column with no time and making it ready for next level. That is what our objective. So what you can do, start working with me. Keep your cursor in your store detail column header. Okay. Now take the scroll bar from the right side and bring it to the extreme bottom. Okay. So you could see the last row item is visible, last yellow colored cells also visible. But technically, where is the cursor? The cursor is there over here in A3. So any point of time, if you want to know where is your cursor, this is called your name box. What I have highlighted in the red color, this is called name box or called it as a active cell. So this active cell is showing that A3 means our cursor is there in A3, though we have reached to the bottom. Now, what you need to do, you need to take your mouse pointer only. Don't click that, just take your mouse pointer to the last row item. And the moment you want to select, just hold your shift button and click the last cell. So automatically the whole column will be selected. So this is what the best process to select the non-contiguous cells in any column or any row items of our Excel, because you can't do control shift down arrow key. If you have to do, then you have to do for multiple times, right? Control shift down arrow key works only if your data is in contiguous cells. So since our data is in non-contiguous cells, we have to go for this operation. All right. Now my data is selected. Okay. Now leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, go for Control G. G for Gamma, G for Goa that we have discussed earlier also in Data Clean 1. Click Special. So when you click Special over here, then you have an option called blanks. And when you click blanks over here and click OK, with immediate effect, you will be finding from the entire data set, only the blank cells are alone in selection. So kindly confirm so far all clear. Selecting the entire data, Control G, special, blanks, OK. Only blank cells will be visible. Can you confirm please in the chat box? Now, once we have done with this, leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type equal to. You will be noticing that it will start typing in your first blank cell of the range. Now just click one cell above where Mumbai is written, just select that and hit Control Enter. The moment you hit Control Enter, can you see your entire store detail column will be populated with the respective store names? And now if you want to do filter with icing sugar, going for filter selected by cell value, can you see? Including your store detail, icing sugar records are being displayed. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, how to go for making your data ready if you have regular intervals of blank cells in place. We have seen that treatment. All right. If this is working, do a immediate practice in column G. The data set number 2, similar data only. Just make a practice in column G and fill that column with those yellow colored cells, whatever you have with the respective city names. If it is not happening, do let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Fine. Hope it is working in data fill sheet, whatever the action we did, people. Any questions from anybody? These are called time saving techniques, and most of the time we need it. And if you know the techniques, you can save a lot of time in the ground level of workings. So you can focus on your analysis part. Fine. So shall we go for our next step, sorting? If you are okay with all these things, whatever we have discussed. All right. So let's go to the next step, people, naming called sorting. Okay. So here, let me take you through the data, what we have with us. Suppose, say, take an example. My boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire employee related records. So I gave a respective T code in my SAP system and I could download the data set. Near about 10,000 records, it comes like this. Like department name is there, employee name is available, date of joining is there, and salary data complete picture is there. Now, when presented this to my boss, he is not happy watching the same. So what he's saying, Pravas, this data is of no use for me. Why don't you arrange the data based on the department? So why is so specific about the department? Let's first discuss that. If you look at our department column, the first department is finance, second admin, third HR, and fourth, again, if you look at it's finance is there. It means the data is suffered, the data is jumbled, and we have got many more departments combined together over here, but the data is not in a good shape. So that's why my boss is expecting I should arrange the data based on the department. So for data arranging, we have a beautiful tool called sorting. But sorting, what it does, it first understand the data type. If it is alphabet, it sets the order A to Z, Z to A. If it is a number, then it sets the order smallest to largest, largest to smallest. If it is a date, it sets the order oldest to newest or newest to oldest. Now, where we find sorting? If you look at your home tab, we do have a sort and filter, and there we have a custom sort. Location number one, where you can find sorting, we saw that. Location number two, if you go to your data menu, here also we do have a sorting over here. You can always take the help. If you right click on your data event, you do have a sorting option and going for over here, custom sort is available. So whichever it is comfortable for you out of these three, you can always take that. But if you ask me, I would always suggest go for a simple keyboard shortcut. Now, what is that keyboard shortcut? I'll tell you. You can go for a simple keyboard shortcut naming Alt D S one by one, and that is nothing but for your data sorting. Okay. So keeping your cursor over here, when you select and go for Alt D S, is it giving you sorting dialog box on the screen? Check it out. Kindly confirm all of you are getting this keyboard shortcut working.
Uh, do I need to select the entire column B for this, or do I need to select the column header of? Okay.
No, no, no. You keep your cursor anywhere in the data, Control A.
Mhm. Okay.
The whole data would be selected. And then one by one, Alt D S, one by one. Hope you're getting the same.
R D and then S. When no.
Alt D S, D for data, S for sorting. One by
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I mean that's what I am trying, but
Yeah, you can share your screen. Let me see the key structure, what you are getting. You can share
okay.
your screen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is selected. I'm pressing the left side Alt key, not
Then
the
leave the
right one.
finger. Then leave the finger. Once you press Alt key, leave the finger. Then go for
Okay.
D. D for data. Can you see in the top Office access key Alt D is activated in a rectangular box?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then leave that D button and go for S. Just press S. So it will be showing you your
Okay.
sorting dialog box. Okay.
I think probably I was typing very fast, so that's why.
Could be. All these three cases you would have tried to press it.
Yeah.
So you should do it one by one.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So I believe now we have seen how to activate this sorting dialog box with a keyboard shortcut. If you're not comfortable, just go for right click and sort, custom sort. That option is also there. I told you. So keyboard shortcuts is always helping you to save your time, but there's no hard and fast rule. If you're not comfortable, go with your mouse. So objective is you have to do the work and we have to save time. All right. Now, once this is done over here, then sort by, you will be getting the option. And there my boss is expecting based on the department. So I could see department if I see automatically, this, since it is containing text, can you see the order? It shows A to Z or Z to A. So let it be A to Z, no need to do any changes and click OK. You will be finding your entire data is now arranged, each and every department wise. Can you see your data is in a good shape now? Come, right? I believe it's clear. What about your earlier structure and what you have achieved now? Can you see that difference? Now, once I have done this, you could notice, though I have presented all these things to my boss, still he is not happy. And why he's not happy? Try to understand. See, when I'm presenting this, no doubt, department-wise data is sorted. Now, as an audience, if I look at where is my next focus goes, not employee name, because nobody cares for the employee name. Date of joining, hardly people are interested to know. What is the balance left out? Is the salary. So that is what my boss is also having a focus on that. What he's saying, try to understand. He's saying, Prabhas, department-wise data you have given, no doubt. But what I am expecting is each and every department-wise, whatever the highest salary should appear in the top, whatever the lowest one should be in the bottom. This is what my boss is expecting. But how to do that? And what is that we call? That is nothing but is called as a multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. So how to do a multi-layer sorting? Just see. Simple, keep your cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, and then go for data sorting. Can you see already our department-wise one sorting layer is being displayed in the screen? So we don't need to touch that. We don't need to tamper it. We don't need to modify or change this. Simply go for your top left corner. There is an option called Add Label. So when you go for Add Label with immediate effect, you will be finding one blank layer will be turning up on the screen. And in this, you can go for the drop down and which field boss is expecting now is my salary. Now, what kind of data is containing? Numbers. And if it is number, I told you what kind of order it will be setting it across, like smallest to largest or largest to smallest. But what boss is expecting is largest to smallest. So go and change this. And the moment you click OK, can you see each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary, is it appearing in the top? Yes. Whatever the lowest one, is it appearing in the bottom? Yes. So this is called people multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. Check it out. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask. So is it working? Kindly confirm in the chat box, please. Y for yes or D for done. Right. Now take a look at this. Now my boss is happy, but when I'm presenting the same to the management or my audience, they are not happy with this. Why? Again, I'm repeating. With this, my boss is happy, but my audience is not happy. Why the audience is not happy? Take a look at that. First of all, it is containing 10,000 records. Audience doesn't have the time to go through your each and every employee-wise records. So what audience will be more interested with, like department-wise total salary? If you have something, then they will be happy. This is one. Now, date of joining column is there. As a add-on, we could have given our data with experience of those employees, right? So we could have gone for like typing our experience. And I told you yesterday one formula. What is that? To compute the difference or to compute the difference between two set of dates and in some terms of our experience, how to compute it, going for date diff, then going for date of joining, comma, today formula, and then comma within two double inverted quotes. We can type y because experience always we give in terms of years, so we can define that. Now once I get it, the same I can apply for others. So this I could have given as a value additions to my work. What do you say? Nothing new. We have already done all these things. So since we are not doing and people are not happening to see something different, they will not be happy because sorting is a task. Anybody can do that. So you can't expect that, okay, audience will be happy by simply looking at your sorting option. So audience, when they will be happy, when they happens to see something different, something unique, then only they will be happy and they will be appreciating our work. Do you agree with me? Right. So since all this information is missing, okay, my audience is not happy. One. The other one, if you remember, I told you yesterday to make your data presentable. To make your data presentable over here, right? I told you yesterday you can convert your data into table. Did you remember? By hitting Control T. So those things also we could have done over here. And since we are not doing, people are not getting something different over to see. So this is how people always try to give something different to the audience. Then only your report or your data, what you are designing, it will be standing out of the crowd. And since we are not doing that, that's why people are not appreciating our work, though we have done the or delivered the work over there. Hope it is clear what we are discussing from our dataset one. Any doubt, any queries? right? So now let us go and check something over here. See, now the question is how to make our presentation different from others. Whatever people are demanding, expecting, everything will deliver. But along with that, what kind of add-on we can give it to our data? So whoever is watching our data, definitely they will be happy watching our presentation and they will be appreciating your work and our report will be standing out of the crowd. So how to make something different? Just see. So same data you could see towards the right side we do have. Just let's go and start working with it. Keep your cursor over there and select Control A. Then go for data sorting. What is the shortcut? Alt D S. D for data, S for sorting. Now sort by no more by department, go for by salary. Okay. Now salary, what type of data it is holding? Numbers. So definitely go for largest to smallest for this timing and click OK. And you could notice your first salary is turning up now 49,942. Kindly confirm. Now, once we are done with this, the next step, select your data and convert your data into table. I told you yesterday keyboard shortcut to convert your data into table. What was that? Anybody? Quickly, please. To convert our data into table. It's Control T. T for Tango, T for table. So when you press Control T, it will automatically take you to a dialog box, something over here, and then click OK. With immediate effect, you will be finding your entire data is converted into table. So this is our step 2. Now, uh, Sudha, just a quick information for you. What we are trying now, it will not work for you because you are working in 2010 version. So just watch our screen. And those who are having 2013 and above versions of Microsoft Excel, you can start working with me. So step 2 we have completed by converting our data into table and immediately keeping your cursor in your table, you will be finding in your extreme right ribbon tab, you will be finding an option called design, table design options, naming different depending upon the versions of Microsoft Excel. Okay. Now there, when you go, it will take you through an option called filter button. Can you see? We have a filter button, one checkbox is there. Now this filter button checkbox, just disable this. And immediately you will be finding from our entire table that filter button will be deactivated. Okay, this is our step 3. Step 4, keep your cursor above to the date of joining cell and name it as total. Name it as total. Now, next to the total cell towards your right side, keep your cursor and go for a formula equal to subtotal. So when you go for subtotal, it will take you through many more formulas. So this is really a beautiful formula, but a bit peculiar also. Why it is peculiar? Because this formula has got many more functions. Now, if you look at, there is a formula name called sum. And when you go and select, can you see a number also assigned to that function naming called sum, number 9? You can write number 9 manually, or you can go for double click on sum, automatically 9 number will be embedded. Okay, now come on. Once you go for this, we have declared some function, no doubt, but where to apply? Select your first salary, select your first salary and select the rest. Control Shift down arrow key. And I told you when you write a function and you reach to the bottom of your data, you have to come back again. Control backspace. Now, the moment you hit enter, can you see you will be getting a value of 29,11,878. Kindly confirm all of you have got the same total. A quick confirmation in the chat box. Y for yes or D for done. Now, once you have this over here, this data, it is showing in a general format. And technically, we have to work with currency. So any point of time to convert any format to currency format, what you can do, you can simply look at your numerical keypad. Can you see the number 4 is containing a dollar symbol or INR symbol, depending upon the laptop or desktop you have. So we have to use Control, Shift, and 4. I repeat, Control, Shift, and 4. So when you go for this with immediate effect, can you see? We'll be getting our value populated with a currency format. So whatever your default currency, if it is USD, dollar symbol will appear. If it is INR, Indian rupee symbol will be appearing, right? But we do not want the post decimal 00 characters. And I told you how to remove the same by Alt H9 or going to Home tab and go for decrease decimal options over here. So this is how we have got our total ready with our currency of INR. Kindly confirm all of you are ready with this. Or anybody is facing any trouble, need my support, do let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
What was the shortcut to remove the decimals?
Alt H9, one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, Venki, we'll go for a break. Just let me complete this. Give me just another 5 minutes. We'll complete this and we'll go. Not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes max. All right. Now, once it is ready, keep your cursor above to the total cell. Okay, above to the total cell and go to insert. There in the illustration group, if you're in 365, you have a shapes option. If you are in 2016 or 2019, you may be direct options having called shapes. You can choose and go for a rectangle. Go for a rectangle. And this rectangle, you draw it the way I'm doing it, exactly the similar fashion. Please draw that. Now, once we have got it over here, take a look. This rectangular box, once you design, when you select, can you see one extreme right format or shape format depending upon the version of Excel? One tab is activated, right? And in this, the moment you go for, there are many more styles you will be having. So this is your multiple styles. You can take whichever the styles you like from the more button. And suppose say I like this color or this color, whichever the high definition colors you like, you can take it from this. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can simply select the shape going to your formula bar. This is your formula bar. Okay. In this formula bar, you just type equal to there. Okay. And click this 29,11,878. So when you click it and hit enter, can you see the same value is going to be populated inside the shape now? Make it bold, Control B. Increase the font size. Control Shift greater than symbol. You can type. And to make it center, Control E. If you have a shape or charts, if you want to align something to center, Control E. Not in the cells. Cells it will not apply. Cells purpose you have to go for Alt H A C. Okay. Now since we are using the background of some high definition color, the font color should be high contrast to the background. For that, go to save format. There is an option called text fill, and in this text fill you can choose white color. Now once this is done, you can bring this and cover this your entire data, something like this. So kindly confirm once this is done.
Just want to ask you, how did you insert that amount?
Select your shape, select your shape, then go to your formula bar. In formula bar, type equal to, and then click that total cell, 29 lakh cell, and hit enter. If it is not happening, you can share your screen.
Thanks.
I can.
Got it. Got it.
Great. So I believe all are clear so far, whatever discussed. Anybody is not clear, need my support, do let me know. This will be very, very essential, people, to make your presentation something different from others. Trust me.
Uh, for the salary part,
Mhm.
I did convert it and it is in INR format. And I did try to remove the decimals by hitting the Alt H9, but
Uh-huh.
it is still showing, I mean, like value as 49,942.0. So
Yeah,
this,
you have to go for one more time because there was
okay,
two
okay,
decimals,
okay.
post decimal.
So based on the number of decimals, I have to again press the
Obviously,
Alt
because
H9. Hmm.
right, because the moment you go for your normal home tab, decrease decimal also, if you go for first tab, only one decimal will remove. Again, one more tab, then only one more decimal removes. Same
Okay,
thing, it happens with your keyboard shortcuts also.
got it.
Right. All right. So I believe so far whatever we have done, all are clear with that. Now take a look. Keep your cursor anywhere in this tabular data, anywhere in the tabular data, and go to your table design or design or options, whatever it shows in the extreme right of your ribbon. You have an option called Insert Slicer. What is that? Insert Slicer. Click on that. And once you click over here in this, then it will take you to a dialog box where you'll be finding your department checkbox is not activated, right? Now, this checkbox, what you can do, activate this and click OK. So once you click OK, you can see a box turns up, and that one you can take it and align it next to the data, something like this. And now see the beauty. Whenever anybody demands anything from the audience side, say my boss asks me, Prabhas, show me only HR data. I can click HR, all the HR records will be displayed, and whatever HR total salary, is it showing in the top? Whatever the highest salary of HR, is it the first row item? Whatever the lowest salary of HR, is it the last row item populating? Yes. So things have become more dynamic now. Any department data you are looking for, on a click of button, things will be in place. So what kind of feeling you're getting? As if some macro buttons are there, and click of button, enter data is cleansed. So this is what the beauty of called slicer people. And trust me, definitely somebody is going to ask a question that how did you get this? Because people believe slicer is possible only if you have a pivot table. But where did you bring the slicer? In a normal Excel dataset. But how? By converting the data into table. And once your presentation is over, if you want to restore your data, on the top right corner of this department slicer, can you see one bone structure clear filter button is there? Just click on that and your data will be restored. Now you tell me as an audience, if you look at which one you prefer to see, option 1 or option 2?
The pop-up one more time yourself. Tell me, Panda. Department one. Yeah, yeah.
Keeping your cursor in the table,
Okay.
keeping your cursor in the table, then go to your table design. Extreme right, what you get the tab is a design option, table design. What is that you have?
I don't have the.
No, no, you will be having, you keep your cursor in the table anywhere, then only it will be activated. Naming code,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
options.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
So
right.
if you click that, there will be an option called insert slicer. See, I'm
Right,
highlighting.
right. Got
Uh,
it.
Right. So you'll be getting a dialog box where
Right.
department checkbox you have to activate.
Okay.
Right. And click OK. You'll be finding the same.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Got
No
it.
problem.
Thanks.
So this is how people we have understood how to present our data differently from others. And trust me, whoever is watching the data, they will be very happy. Yes. Any questions? All right. So friends, with this, we'll go for a short break. Okay. So in my system 42.415, again, we'll be catching up. So have a brisk and come back soon. Have a cup of tea or coffee. Feel better. So we'll resume our session. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4:15. All right, so I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? Okay, so I got a confirmation from Sunil. How about others? Kindly respond in the chat box. Why for yes? Okay. All right. So before break, we discussed about this sorting data sheet, like how to arrange our data and how to present our data differently, and to present our data dynamic way, how to add this slicer. And this slicer is possible only if you convert your data into table. And this technique, what I showed you, it will be the combination of nothing but while designing a dashboard and summary report, you can always take the help of this kind of shapes options and you can connect with your data so that it will be adding more beauty to your reports. And mostly you'll be finding this kind of techniques only being used in our dashboards. All right. Now let's go for our next sheet is people naming called data visualization. Now, what is this data visualization? I'll tell you. So whenever you have the data in place, if you want to make some visual appeal over here, what do we believe what we should do? Always we prefer to go for charts and graphs, line, column, pie, bar, and all these things we do. But here I'm making one thing clear. We are not going to use any kind of charts and graphs. Yes. Then how to make some visuals? That's what the beauty. What people do, we are not going to do that. We are going to do the things differently. So here we have got product wise revenue data. That's fine. Now we need to present our data adding some kind of visuals. So keep your cursor next to USD column and there you type it naming called visual and expand the column. Now, once we have done with this, select your visual column range the way I have selected and go for immediate equal to and take the reference from the left and hit Control Enter. So automatically the same data, whatever you had in USD column will be populated in the visual column. So now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, you can do the direct copy paste. Why did you take a long route like this? The reason is very simple. Why we did like this? Because tomorrow when there is a change in the data of USD column, I don't need to go and do a separate copy paste repeatedly again one more over here. It will automatically take the data since it is formula driven. So that's why we are referring to the previous, I mean the USD column and populating our data. Okay. Now, once you have data over here in this format, then what you need to do, Select your entire visual column, what you have. Go to your Home tab. We have an option called Conditional Formatting. And when you go for conditional formatting, can you see we have an option called Data Bars? And in this data bars, when you select, it will open with two broad categories, naming called Gradient Fill and Solid Fill. So when you go for this gradient fill anything and you take any color you like the most, so like this light blue data bar, and automatically, more or less, it is going to give a feel of a bar chart as if you have created. But this is quite different from a bar chart. How? I'll tell you. If you look at your data, the chart, if you prepare, the data will be in one location, chart will be in another location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. Advantage number one. If you create a bar chart out of this data, the chart will be occupying a lot of space of your Excel. But whereas this data bars, it is going to hardly occupy some space in KBs. So this is how your data bar style will be far better than your ready-made charts and graphs, and this will be adding more value to your data. And the beauty is it is not going to occupy a lot of space. And where it is available, if you look at, it's there in our Home tab, and option name is Conditional Formatting. And within that, we have got icon sets. I mean, sorry, icon sets, it's our data bars. Right. So kindly check all of you are clear, whatever we did, is it working? So if you all are clear, kindly confirm in the chat box, D for done or Y for yes. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Right. Now take a look. This is what we have prepared, no doubt. But as I told you, when you go and present the same, our data, how to make it different. So you can select your visuals any point of time, any point of time. If you want to make something different or you want to find out what is the backstage view of this conditional formatting, then you must go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting. We have an option called Manage Rules. So when you go to this Manage Rules option, you will be finding a dialog box is going to appear. And in this dialog box, you have an option called Edit Rule. So when you go for this Edit Rule, it will take you to a dialog box, something like this. And this is the place where you can do all your necessary changes. Like you want to change the color of the bar, you can change. You can see this window solid border, you can do apply. If you want to give something over here, context over here, preview, want to change bar direction, you want to go for something different. So all these options are there. Here you can do the change. This is called your backstage view of that conditional formatting. Now there is one more beautiful option over here, people, naming called show bar only. And once you click that checkbox and click OK with immediate effect, click OK. Now can you see one column having the statistical data, the other column having the immediate data in the visual form. So this is nothing but more or less we can give a feel of a infographic presentations in Microsoft Excel. And that is what again hotcake in the market nowadays. In any corporate reports, you'll be finding your audience will be expecting something like this. But how to prepare? We have got the basic understanding. Check it out. All these things are working. Any doubt, any queries, do let me know. So once it is ready, kindly confirm. All right. Now, where did you do all these things? In Microsoft Excel. And where people demand in Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, see the beauty. Since we have done the things better in Excel, hardly we need to struggle in PowerPoint. I can simply copy that and go to our PowerPoint, and there I don't need to do much of activity. Simply I'll go for right click and paste as an image. I can enhance my width of this particular window box, and this is ready. And when I'm going to present it, definitely whoever is watching my data people, they will be very happy watching the same. And what is that attraction point in this slide is this entire stuff. So this you cannot create in Microsoft PowerPoint. This comes out of Excel. So since you have done the things better in Excel, hardly you need to struggle in PowerPoint. So this is how people we have understood that if you have prepared over here with data bars, how it is playing a great role, right? Now, take a look. This is what we have prepared and presented, which can be done by anyone because all these options are available. Just simply selecting the data, going to conditional formatting, and you can apply. So now the time has come to discuss about how to make our data presentation different from others. And along with that, if you remember, I told you in day one, when you present your data as it is, nowadays people don't prefer it to see. Like your audience, if you look at, they're having bit of high level of expectations. So when we present our data to the people, what they're expecting that you should present your data in such a way it should tell a beautiful story to the people. So how to present our data in a beautiful story format? Let's have a discussion on this. So suppose say here I'm presenting the data. Now I'll select product and USD column, including the header, and I'll go for data sorting, Alt DS. Now I'll go for sort by USD column and order largest to smallest. And the moment I click OK, can you see it turns to a beautiful story? Like from category 12, we got the maximum revenue. From category 4, we got the least revenue. So whomever I'm presenting my data, people are not going to struggle. It is giving the self-implementing story over there. And the moment I'm presenting the same to the people, in fact, they'll be quite happy because in case of my absence, anybody from my teammate is also presenting, they're not going to struggle. The data itself is self-explanatory, right? So all these things, where did you do? We did it in Excel. But where people are demanding in PowerPoint, just see. So if I need to present the same in PowerPoint, I need to struggle much. I can simply copy, right click, paste as an image. And when I'm presenting the same to the audience, which one people prefer to see? Just watch my screen and tell me. Option one or option two? As an audience, if you are looking at my slide, which one you prefer to see? Option one or option two?
Option two.
Definitely. So small things people makes a huge impact. So this is how nobody will ask you or demand you all this from you. You have to present it by yourself. And trust me, your presentation is definitely going to stand out in the crowd. So this is how to use this data bar style to add more visuals with our data, making it more informative and taking our presentations to the next level. We have seen that. So that's our situation one. Any doubt, any queries in situation one so far? Right. Now, take a look. If you look at these visuals, how is the direction of the bars? Always starting from the left and it is moving towards the right. Do you agree? It goes in this way, right? And how it is going like this? Because we have got the data positive all the cases. What if you have a negative at any point of time? Of course, we know the direction will change from left to right to left, it will come. And if it is a negative, what should be the bar color? Ideally, we prefer to see. Should be red, isn't it? So in this case, just see if you go for any category and change something to negative, is it getting automatically applied? Yes. So we don't need to go for a extra efforts for doing the same. It has the inbuilt option from our data bar style itself. Whenever you have the negative data, it will show it separately on that. So this is what the beauty of your conditional formatting data bars will, people. And try to implement the same on your workplace with your live data. And trust me, whomever you present it, they will be happy watching your presentations. So that is what our situation one, how to present our data differently, that we saw. Any doubt, any queries from this, anybody? Venki, Venkatesh, Daniel, Sunil, what's the status, please? Nandini, Aruna,
I'm
Shraddha.
done.
No
Okay,
queries.
okay. Great.
Done,
Now
sir.
let's go to, very good. Now let's go to our situation two. Let's go and check what are the other visual tools we have and how to make use of the same in our routine activities while presenting the data to the audience. So same, we have got product and USD over here, people. So go to the next column of our USD and there you type visual and expand the visual column the way I've done. Right? Now do one thing. Select your entire USD column data, not the header, only the data points. Okay. And then what you need to do is going to our insert. If you look at going to our insert Can you see there is a tab over here called section over here or group, you can say naming called Sparkline. And there are three different types of Sparkline will be there. Line, column, win or loss. Kindly confirm you able to explore all these three. Selecting your USD column data, going to insert, there is a group called Sparkline. And within that, you might be having these three different types of Sparkline.
Yes.
Now, once you have this over here, going to the column Sparkline, once you click this column Sparkline, it will automatically ask you a dialog box where it is demanding, where is the data range? Data is already selected. Then it is asking location, which location you want to present your data in the format of a visual like Sparkline. Just select the first cell of the visual column and click OK. So with immediate effect, you will be finding some kind of visual impressions over here. It will be coming up. Now this is appearing only in one cell, not so eminent and clear. So what you can do, along with that cell, kindly select the rest. Don't drag it. If you drag, the meaning will be different. So just select. Then go to your home tab. You will be finding an option called merge and center. In the home tab, you have an option merge and center. Now, once you go for this, you can see more or less it will be giving a feel of as if a column chart you have created, right? And to make this data in more expressive fashion, what you can do, as I told you, always give a feel of a proper story as if you are presenting to the audience. So how to make that? Going to product and USD, make data sorting. Sort by USD column and order, choose largest to smallest. And when you click OK, can you see a beautiful story turns out? What is that? Like from category 12, we got the maximum revenue. That is nothing but the highest column. You can see the first column. From category 4, we got the least revenue, and that is nothing but my last column of my Sparkline. So making it more expressive. Yeah. So what is this option about? Where it is available? Naming called insert. Within that Sparklines group, and option name is column Sparkline. So kindly confirm all of you are able to do that. Now, once we have done with this, just watch my screen. When you present something like this, again, the expectation of the audience will increase. Now, what kind of expectation they will have? Try to focus. Sometimes some people will ask me, Prabhas, can we add these respective values on this label, data labels kind of format? Can we add it like your charts? No. See, adding data labels, access scales, legends, chart title, all these are available in charts only. These options are only for visuals. You can't get such kind of flavor just like your charts. But yes, to make something different or to give more add-on to this particular sparkline, what you can do, the highest column, the first one, you can turn into green, and the lowest column, the last one, you can turn into red. That can be done. But how? Just see. When you select the sparkline, can you see one extreme right, one tab is there called sparkline tools, option, design, depending upon the version. Do you see that? Now within that, you have an option over here called marker color. Marker color, not sparkline color, marker color. And when you navigate, we have an option, high point, you can turn into green, then low point, again, marker color, and you can turn into red. So when you look at now, can you see the highest column is turned to be green and the lowest one turned into red. Now, if you look at all these columns, how is the direction? If you see the pattern, it is always going up from the axis because all the places value is positive. What if you have a negative value at any point of time? We know that column should appear below to the axis, and we know if it is below to the axis, what should be the color of that particular column? Should be red. Now take a look. If you go for one category over here and type some negative values over there, automatically is it applying? Yeah. All right. So far clear. This part line option. Any doubt? Any queries from anybody? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Fine. Now, once we have done with this, let's have a look at my screen. Now, one negative value I have got and I am getting it properly appended and defined also. Suppose more than one negative is there. Now see, I have already got one negative over here. One more negative I'm typing minus 4321. So what happens? That is turning or changing the direction, but it is not getting highlighted with red color. So only one value which is more in terms of negative also with the value is more that alone is highlighted. So more the negative value means technically actual value is less. So that is what only getting activated or highlighted. Why? The reason is being simple. If you look at the spark line over here, what it happens in the spark line tab, can you see we have an option called low point checkbox is activated that you deactivate. Below to that exactly negative points is there, which is not activated. You have to activate. And now see wherever the negative value with respect to number of negative values automatically it will be highlighting and placing it our data in a proper format. So this is how people we have understood that whenever you have our data, you can turn a beautiful presentations by using the sparkline. And this is available in our insert category. And in insert tab, you can go for the sparkline different options. So this is about all our situation two. Any doubt, any queries in situation two people, anybody?
No.
Right. Now let us go for our situation three. So what are the other options or what are the other features we have where we can enhance our data presentations by adding some kind of visuals? Just see. So now we are going to see some historical data. If you have something like this, product-wise, last 2 years data is there. How to present it effectively so that people would be happy watching the same. We are going to discuss that. So we have got 2019 records, we have got 2020 records. Now we need to check one more column, naming called growth. Then one more will be taking it as a over here, visual. Now go to this growth column and immediately type equal to. Now, what would be the basic mathematics for finding the growth if you have 2 years historical data? Anybody quickly? Should be 2020 minus 2019. Basic mathematics, nothing much. All of you agree? Or say?
It's correct. Like 2020 minus 2019.
Simple. So once we go for this, control enter, you got your growth column ready. Similarly, if you go for over here in the visual column, select and immediately type equal to, take the reference from the growth column and hit control enter.
No, I didn't get it because in visual column equal to and select the column of growth, no, and enter.
Control enter. If you have selected the entire range, control enter. If you are working with one cell, enter.
Okay.
Now, selecting your visual column data, go to your home tab, conditional formatting, you have a beautiful option called icon sets. And when you go to icon sets, it opens with four broad categories like directional, shapes, indicators, rating. It is up to you to take your call which option will be more ideal for you. There is no hard and fast rule for over here. Okay. So let's go and take the first child of three different arrow keys, naming called green, yellow, and red. Now this is getting applied, no doubt, looks good, elegant also. But if you look at how to read this, say, when I go for over here, this green color arrow key, right? So what kind of message you are getting compared to the previous month? This month,
It
I
is
mean,
growth.
compared to, yes, compared to last year, this year, growth is there, positive pattern. If you look at your red color negative arrow keys, this is nothing but compared to last year, this year volume is down or business is going down. This is what we can make out. Now, how about this yellow color arrow key? Just check it out and tell me what kind of message you are getting if you are at the audience seat.
Like below 1000.
How you take that below 1000? Who said to make a benchmark
Because if
as a
you
1000?
It's
because
an
what happened if
average.
you check, yeah, it's average. Because
Average?
uh, if you check for the 1905 and 2019 1235 1234, so the total is 671. And in the same way, if you go bottom line, it is minus 386. So I'm saying like it will be below 1000 or something average.
How it would be? See, if I were in your place, I'll be thinking like a layman. I'll be asking a question. How it can be both? The yellow color sign is applied for a negative value and a positive value as well. How it can be for both? That would be my question. And similarly, audience also will be asking this kind of question. So this green color symbols, very clear to understand. Red color symbols, also clear to understand. But when it comes to yellow color, we are not clear how and what kind of logic it is taking and applying. So we cannot just make some anticipation, or we cannot just predict over here, or we cannot take without having the backup for that. Some kind of statement, we cannot pass it over here. So what you have understood from the entire discussion, this kind of icon sets, people, we cannot apply as it is on the data. If you do so, this kind of questions you are going to invite from the audience side. So now what you have understood, basically we need to bit customize this kind of icon set rule based on the need. So what kind of customization? Like compared to last year to this year, if volume is increasing, green color up arrow key. If it is decreasing, red color down arrow key. By chance, any point of time, there is no growth or degrowth, no green color or no red color, then it should be yellow color if the value is remaining the same. So this is called your yellow color symbol should be applied over there. So now it makes sense. If I go and customize the rule like this, anybody can understand what I'm presenting, right? But how to do that? See, select your visual column range. As I told you, whenever you happen to see the backstage view of your conditional formatting, where to go? In the Home tab, Option, Conditional Formatting, Feature, Manage Rules in the bottom. And when you click that, what happens? Dialog box appears. We have an option called Edit Rule. And when you go for this Edit Rule option, you will be finding this is the backstage view of your rule where you can customize it. Now, what kind of customization we need to do? Try to understand. See, here the data type, it is showing as percent, but technically our data is there in number. So this is what the first change we have to do. Data type has to be changed into number. Immediate below, again, data type is showing percent, but ours is number. So again, we want to change to number. Now the first condition, what it says in the backstage view rule, green color icon will be applied when value is greater than equal to 0. So we don't want greater than equal to 0 over there. We want only greater than. So go and check only greater than over here, and rest of rule automatically rule will be submitted by Excel because Excel is smart enough to understand what you are expecting, right? Now here there's an option called show icon only. Show icon only. Immediately click the checkbox and click OK, and again click OK. Right? So now can you see only two rules? There is no yellow color symbol because nowhere the value is matching. Now, if you want to cross check, suppose category 7, 2019 and 2020, just make the value same. And can you see immediately the yellow color symbol turns up over here? Since the value is no change over here. So that's what the beauty of this icon set rule, people. Whenever there is a need, again, this will be helping you to make your boring presentations into a infographic presentation. But where this option is available, it's there in the Home tab and option name, Conditional Formatting. And there we have option name called Icon Sets. Check, hope it is working. Any doubt, any queries? So I believe this is working. Any doubt, any queries from anybody? So how to visualize our data and present it effectively without taking the ready-made charts and graphs. This kind of visuals is always going to play a very big role. The beauty is it is not going to occupy any much of space of your Excel file and taking your presentation to the next level and presenting it effectively. We have seen that. Hope all are clear. Yes, no.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now we'll see our most important formula or functions of our Microsoft Excel people, naming called VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Okay, so we'll go and deal with one by one. First, we'll see VLOOKUP. Now, what is the purpose of our VLOOKUP formula in Microsoft Excel? V stands for vertical. So whenever you want to search your data, if it is there vertically, you have to use VLOOKUP. Now you can ask me a question, Pravas, why I should go for VLOOKUP when I go for a simple Control F? I can find my data, I can search my data. Then what is the need of VLOOKUP? See, in Control F, if you go for Control F to find, at one time, one data only you can search. So you have to repeatedly use Control F to search the records. So rather than just wasting your time like this and searching the records individually, you can make use of VLOOKUP when you have some huge data to just operate with or any kind of uh, results you are searching from different arena, from different platform, or your parent data or master data, you can make use of your VLOOKUP formula. But how it works, how to write VLOOKUP formula? So those are not clear. First of all, look at my screen. See, VLOOKUP purpose, basically, we need two data. One is your parent data or master record. One is called your child data. So child data, where exactly you are working with. Now say we have got a master data naming called brand and rate. And we have a child data where only brands are there. And what we are expecting in our child data is the rate column should be populated against of these brands by looking at the data in the master data. So how to deal with sync? We'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP. First watch my screen. It asks for lookup value. So lookup value is nothing but in child data what we have with us to search. So we have ASR to search. That's our data. So we have ASR to search. Okay, comma. Now what it is asking, table array. So when I'm taking this ASR, where I have to search in my master data. So when I take this master data, comma, then it is what demanding column index number. So how to read my column index number? Just see, get one step back. You see, when you apply table array, can you see that there are two columns is being applied in that particular range, right? Now, how you read your data, you have to focus in that border area, how you read your data. We always read our data from left to right. So leftmost column is the brand and immediate right, what you have rate. So rate is the second column. So brand is the first column, rate is the second column. Now, when you have this over here, okay, so in this rate, if you look at is in rate column is in second column. So I can go for number two, okay, comma. Now, what kind of match like true, approximate match, false, exact match? range lookup, lot of things my formula is asking. Just forget everything. Don't bother about VLOOKUP, something is asking like this. Always remember VLOOKUP ends up with 0. Now, what is the significance of 0? 0 stands for nothing but one-to-one match or exact match. Now, what is that one-to-one match or exact match? So if you look at, this is nothing but our exact match. Okay. Now, what exactly needs to be matched? Just see. If you have Acer over here, what is the spelling? ACER. So it will go and check in the master data, wherever ACER is there, then only it will be picking up the value from column number 2. So that is nothing but your exact match. So here, if A is missing or there R is missing, data will not have a one-to-one match and result also will not populate. So that is called your one-to-one match. Okay. Now, once I hit enter, I'll be getting my first value populated. Now, same I can apply for others also. Double click on the fill handle. Now, what happens? Except our Dell, Samsung, Toshiba, rest of cases, we are getting the value. Why Microsoft Excel is discriminating like this? Why in case of Dell, they are not bringing the value? Is it not there? Yes, all these three brands are there. So if you look at your Dell answer, can you see when I copy this formula towards down, my maroon color border is also moving down. If I go for further Samsung, it goes even further down. And this is the reason why we are getting errors. This is nothing new. We have already discussed the same in our date diff formula, small, large data presentation sheet, all these things we discussed. So what you need to do? We need to select the entire array and there, which is creating a trouble by moving down C16 to D16. So here I will select and no movement. I told you F4 once, F4 once. So data is rectified only with one formula, but we need to apply for rest. Shortcut, control, enter. And this is how people, whenever there is a need, how to apply VLOOKUP formula and search your records, we got the basic understanding. So just try this. Any difficulties, do let me know. I would help you out.
Sir,
Yeah.
so can you show the formula again? Because what happened, the NA1 del well.
Okay.
Can you show the formula?
Hmm. Yes, I showed NA formula.
What we need to enter over here, because it is NA now, because it is not matching the figure.
No, 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 it is matching. That NA, why it is coming? Because Dell is going beyond the range. Dell is leaving. It is not appearing in the range. Can you see that border?
Yes,
Look,
yes,
that
yes, sir.
maroon color border.
Toshiba.
Ah.
Yeah, it's below
So it is
Toshiba.
it is starting from Toshiba. It is start searching from Toshiba. But technically
Okay,
your parent data starts from brand, right?
right, correct, sir.
So if you look at Acer, it starts searching from brand. But when you go
Yes,
to Dell, it is moving. Even you go for Samsung, it is moving further down. Can you see that border area?
yes, yeah, from
So,
Lenovo.
right. So this is the reason why we need to select everything and we need to select this border area C6 to D16 and we need to lock it so that though I am working for Acer or Toshiba, it will always start searching from brand and ending up with 45,000. It will not go beyond that. That's why we are locking this range. And the moment you hit
through
Control Enter,
through dollar sign, no? We can lock
yeah,
through
don't
dollar sign also, no?
F4,
Through dollar sign,
F,
no?
yeah,
F4.
F4, or you can manually put the dollar symbol,
Okay, okay.
right? So this is called your VLOOKUP formula. Just try this, people. Any difficulties, do let me know because this is one of the essential formula in our routine activities. So if you're not clear, any doubt, any queries, please feel free to ask. Or you try in your data, and if it is not working, you can share the screen also. No problem.
What's the meaning of 2? That second last value.
Is the column number. Like the moment you are searching the data in table array, how many columns are there? When you go for it, see, if you define the table array, can you see it is applying a border?
Hmm, hmm.
So it is giving a message. You have to focus in this border area only. So in this border area, how many columns are there?
2 columns. Okay. So
And how you read your data? You are always reading the data from left to right or right to left?
I mean, left to right.
Yeah. So leftmost column is brand, column number 1.
Hmm,
Then the rate is there, column number 2. And since
hmm,
already brand is there with us, we are expecting the rate. And rate is since in second column in the border area, we are giving column index number as 2. So this is asking column index number.
hmm.
So that is what we are giving as 2. Since in the border area, second column is there.
Okay. Okay. Let's say that, for example, if we want to do a comparison sort of thing for these brands only, and let's say in the other table for Samsung, instead of 25,000, it is 24,000. Then in that case, I mean, we want to basically display a message like it is a mismatch or that kind of message, basically for those rows only wherever the values are not exactly matching. So do we need to tweak this formula?
No, no, no. If you want to compare, like suppose say, I have got a list of, okay, I'll take you one more example, having many more data. Now, if it is not precisely dealing with you, I'll taking it. Excel4all, yeah, I'll go for exercise workbook, Excel basics, right, and data sample. So now suppose that this is a master data of yours, okay, entire employee data. Now in the next column, if you are searching the records for certain employees, so you have got the employee code. Now suppose say I have got 81, 17, or 24, or 78, something. I have got only the employee codes. Now I am looking for the salary. Hope it is clear.
Yeah.
How to get that? So I'll go for searching the records is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data from the left, comma, table array, master data is over here. So I'll start searching from employee code. So before employee code, anything is there, I don't need to take into search. Then I'll go and select where is the salary. Since salary is the last column, I have to select up to salary. Now suppose say in place of department, this is the place salary would have been there, suppose. I don't need to go and take all these fields.
Okay.
Yep. Now, once I go for this, how many rows, how many columns? Can you see it is displaying in the
Yeah.
bottom?
100,
So
100
my
only.
salary is in which column now? Can you see?
It's the last one.
Last means what is the number? Can you see I'm highlighting over my mouse pointer? I'm moving.
Yeah.
Eight,
Yeah.
eight.
Right. So I
Mhm.
have to remember now my salary is in 8 column. But
Okay.
the range should be logged. So I should go for F4,
F1.
comma. Now I have to go for column number 8. Now what kind of match we have done? I told you we lookup always end up with 0. Now, once I
Okay.
do this, my VLOOKUP formula is completed. Control Enter. I got the records. So these are the employee 81, 17,500. Let's go and check it out. 81 in
Mhm.
this. Control F. 81. Is it 17,500? Yes, we got the records. So this is how you can apply VLOOKUP when you have a large volume of data also. Now, coming back to your story. I need to check whether these employee codes are there in this column in my master data or not. Suppose you want to check. This is what you are asking, correct?
Well, let's say that, for example, let's say employee has a salary of 50,000. Now, after appraisal, his salary has been changed to 60,000. So, and there could be some employees whose salary remains the same. So, for those employees who has the salary changed, that we basically need to find out.
Then
So that,
that data should be there. See, now
yeah.
whose salary change? This is what the basic. It will never be restored. Then one more column would be there, like first change or first increment or first promotion, second promotion, something would be
Hmm.
there, one extra columns. So instead of
Hmm.
taking salary, you should take that column. So instead of taking 8, you should take 9.
Okay. Hmm. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Now, this is how you have to operate.
Hmm.
All right. So any other doubts or queries about VLOOKUP people? So I have taken another example also. You can also connect with that, not a problem. Or your data also you can connect. That's not an issue. But basic logic, what is VLOOKUP? Is it clear? Kindly confirm. Or if you have some questions, still you ask me. No issues.
The formula would be the same for if the data, primary data is on the other file, second file.
Yes. VLOOKUP application between two different Excel sheets, two different Excel files, not a problem. Now take a look. Suppose I'm opening a new Excel file, okay? And I am looking for some specific brands. What is the rate? So I'm copying that. Now these are my brands. I'm looking for the rates. So I'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data, comma, then going to the other file. This is my master data. So can you see in the file itself, in the formula bar, is it showing the formula? So there I should keep continuing. Now, which column is containing my rate out of this two second column? So I go for 2 and then comma, what kind of match? Going for 0 exact match. Now control enter and I got my records. So even though between two different Excel files also, you can apply VLOOKUP formula, not a problem.
If the Excel version is different, then also there is no issue, no? Like we can
No
apply the
issue.
VLOOKUP.
Yes, yes, it is not version specific. You can apply in any version of Microsoft Excel.
But in this condition, there should be like the text to column should be mandatory, no? Like the data, the column has to be text to column to be converted, no?
No, 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 it's not like that. See, text to column where it is essential when you are checking the numbers. Now say, take an example. I have the data over there, okay? And it is containing the numbers in place. So here, if it is in number format, now take an example. Here it is in number format. Then my master data also data has to be in number format. Now here, suppose it is in text and here it is number format, then it will not work. It will looks like same. The data for display purpose looks like same, but format type is different. So in that case, you have to do text to column.
Because sometimes
Like
what
say,
happens, like if like for sometime what happens if the formula we apply the formula, the data is getting matched. But sometimes few numbers or the few cases like the if the data is numbers are there, but it is not getting updated after applying the VLOOKUP formula.
that is what I'm saying. See, now what is happening here? 1, 2, 3, 4 I have. Okay, take a look at my screen. When I hit enter, can you see the number immediately inclining towards the right side of the cell wall? Can you see?
Yes,
So this
yes,
is called your ideal number format. It always goes towards the left. Now, if I go for RAM and hit enter, it is inclining towards my left. It means it's a text. This is the default nature of Excel, correct?
yes.
Now, take a look. Same 1, 2, 3, 4 I'm typing. But now if I go for apostrophe and type where it is inclining, though the number is there,
This
but it
side.
is in text. So if I go and try to match is equal to this is equal to this value, what happens? Though the value remains the same, but it is showing false because the data type is not matching. Here it is in number format, here it is in text format. So what you need to do? Here you have to go for data, text to column, then going for next, next, and you have to go for finish. Then only it will become true. So data type has to be matched. For that purpose, you have to go for text to column. And this is necessary when you try to apply VLOOKUP, the data which you download from SAP or ERP in the same file if you are working.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Any other doubts, queries about VLOOKUP? Is it clear? Can I take that?
No doubts.
Right. Now we'll go for our horizontal lookup. So when your data is in horizontal format, you cannot apply VLOOKUP. So you have to go for HLOOKUP. So take a look at our data. We have got two rows items or horizontal format, the same. This is your parent data or master data. Below to that, you see only one row containing the brands for which we need to populate the rate. And there, if I want to find out the rates for those brands, what we need to do, we need to go for HLOOKUP because our parent data, it is there in horizontal format. That's why VLOOKUP will not work. We have to go for HLOOKUP. Rest of logics are same, just like your VLOOKUP only, but in place of V, we have to go for H. In place of column index number, we have to go for row index number. This is the only change. So as we develop the practice, let's go and start selecting the array where we want our answer. Then go for equal to and go for HLOOKUP. Start working with me. Read the formula, what it demands, lookup value. As I told you, VLOOKUP also asks for lookup value. I told you what is the meaning by lookup value? What we have with us to search. So we have in our child data Acer to search first. So I can take Acer as my lookup value. Is it clear? What is lookup value? Why Acer we have picked up? Is it clear? Come
Yes.
thank you. Table array. VLOOKUP also asks for table array. HLOOKUP also asks for table array. I told you table array is nothing but master data where you have to search. So I need to search in these two row items. And as we know, when I copy this formula towards right, this array should not move right. So what we're supposed to do with that? We should go and log them. How to log them? By using F4. So data range is logged, comma. Now it is asking row index number. What VLOOKUP was asking column index number since data was in vertical format. Now my parent data is in horizontal format. So you got to read this in this border area. How many row items are there? We have two row items. How you read your data? We always go for top to bottom or bottom to top. Obviously top to bottom. So first row is my brand. Second row is my rate. Out of these two, which is already there with us, brand. What I'm looking for is the rate. So rate is in which row? Is row number 2. So row index number, why we need to consider as 2? Hope that is also clear. Comma. Same thing like range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match. A lot of things are asking. I told you very simple rule like VLOOKUP, how it ends up with 0. HLOOKUP also ends up with 0. So 0 stands for nothing but one-to-one match or exact match. Now formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control, enter, and we got the records. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, you can go for our HLOOKUP formula, and that is called horizontal lookup. So what is VLOOKUP? What is HLOOKUP? We are clear with that. Just give it a try and check these formulas are working. Any doubt, any queries, feel free to ask.
In my case, the formula is working, but for three of the columns like Dell, Samsung, and Toshiba, I'm getting any. Can I share my screen?
Yes, because you have not logged it. See, you just check.
Oh,
Your array has to be logged.
got it. F4.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Yes, yes, please.
This would also work if this the data what I need is in a horizontal and the primary data is in vertical.
Primary data is in vertical. Your data you are looking for horizontal. No, it will not work. See, that is what I told you. If your parent data is in horizontal format, then only your HLOOKUP will work. Now, suppose say this answer you are fetching from this data. So this is your parent data and what format it is.
Vertical.
So you have to apply VLOOKUP, not HLOOKUP. Hope it is clear.
Then sir, what is the option? Other option? What is the other option in this case?
Other option in the sense I did not get that question.
Like like Daniel was saying, like if the data is in horizontal and the other data is in vertical. So what is
Uh-huh.
the way? Like how do we apply a VLOOKUP?
You cannot apply because that is one of the rule of VLOOKUP. That is what I told you. V stands for vertical lookup. If your parent data is in vertical format, then only you can apply VLOOKUP. Now, I'm just telling you over here, just see. Suppose this data is in horizontal format over here. This is my data. This is
Yes,
child
sir.
data. Now, suppose say I would like to search the data not from here. I'm not searching from here right now. I'm going to search from here. So this is I'm going to treat as a parent data. Now, even though I try hard, if I go for is equal to h lookup and lookup value is this over here, and if I go and search the record like this, then what I'm going to give? How many rows are there over here? If you see in this
Two rows,
border
sir.
area,
Two.
it's not two
Two
rows.
rows are there.
It's not two
So
rows. It's
one,
two columns. It's two
two
columns.
columns.
But how
Yes,
many rows?
one row. Oh, sorry.
One, two,
One, two,
three, four,
three,
five,
four,
six,
five,
seven, eight,
six,
nine, ten,
seven, eight,
11.
nine, 10, 11. Correct.
Right? So which row I'm how can I give that? Because if I go for Samsung, then it is in second row. If I go for over here Acer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 row, how it will change that? So this is the reason why I cannot go for H lookup. I have to go for V lookup. So is equal to V lookup, taking the data. Though my data is in horizontal, but when I'm searching the data records in master data, if it is in vertical, I can log this, comma. Which column I am having the rates is the second column. I can go for that, comma. What kind of match? Exact match, 0. Formula is ready, enter. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So I can get my records over here, right? Did you receive the same value? Because my data is in vertical format. So basically, this is one of the rule of VLOOKUP. Remember, your parent data has to be in vertical format. Then only you can apply VLOOKUP. For HLOOKUP, your parent data must be in horizontal format. Then only you can apply HLOOKUP. Right. Good. Any other questions? So this is what I'm expecting. You should clear all these things.
Is there any option if I'm having a vertical primary data is vertical, can we
Mhm.
convert it into horizontal or something like that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can select this data you want in horizontal format, copy that and go for over here down and make it as right click, paste special, and there we have an option called transpose and click OK. It will become horizontal.
Okay, that is also possible.
Yeah.
And And for vertical vice versa, same in the same
Same,
format, no? Yes,
absolutely.
sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. See, when one person asks the question, it is helping to others also. You may not relate in that way, but yes, it is also giving more clarity. Tomorrow, if you face such kind of situation, you can help yourself with this. Right. Any other questions from VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP people, anybody?
No questions.
Right. So as I told you people, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, you cannot, I mean, you can apply between two different Excel sheets, two different Excel files, not a problem. But there are certain rules you need to follow always so that your VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP will not be giving you trouble. So what kind of rules we need to follow? Let's go and discuss that. Take a look. Whenever you go for your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, it says that there are three rules you need to satisfy. So what are those rules? I'll take you through. Just watch my screen first. So I'll take over here, VLOOKUP, here, rules, then HLOOKUP. Okay. Rule number one, VLOOKUP says that the data has to be in vertical format. VLOOKUP says data has to be in vertical format. Now, which data? As I told you, it should be your parent data or master data should be in vertical format. Now, in our case, if I'm applying VLOOKUP over here, my parent data has to be in vertical format. Is it clear? Rule number one for VLOOKUP, data has to be in vertical format. Can I take that?
Yes, sir.
Right. Similarly, HLOOKUP says your data has to be in horizontal format. Now, which data? Again, your master data has to be in horizontal format. So this is what our first tool people for our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP purpose, data has to be vertical and horizontal respectively. Now, rule number two, VLOOKUP says that there should not be any duplicate where again in the master data. What does it mean? Try to understand. When I search my records in the brand column of my master data, the brand's names should not be duplicate. If you have duplicates, VLOOKUP will pick the first value. Now, what I'm trying to say is, suppose Samsung you are looking for. Since one time only it is there, Samsung is picking up the value 25,000. Now, suppose say over here, I'm looking at Acer. So Acer, what is that? It is picking up 22,000. Now, if I go and change the Samsung to Acer, now Acer is not going to show any more 22,000. It will become 25,000. Just see when I hit enter. Can you see that? So Acer, if it is multiple times, it always pick the first value of Acer. So that is the reason why VLOOKUP rules always says that your parent data or master data should not contain any duplicate. Rate may be duplicate, no problem. In my list, brand may be duplicate, no problem. But parent data, the common file, the unique records should be there in the brand column. Hope this is clear, meaning by no duplicate.
So can you please repeat? I didn't get it. Because
See,
you're saying like, for example, Samsung is there, Samsung in the parent data, it is same. So
no, 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 no,
what
no,
exactly
no,
duplicate
no,
means, sir?
no, no. See, what do you mean by duplicate? More than one time is duplicate, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you look at brand Acer, how many times Acer is there over here?
One time.
So it is picking up 22,000. Can you see that?
Correct, sir. It's a value.
Now, if I have Samsung instead of that Acer, now how many times Acer is there? This is my one time. This is my second time.
Two times.
It
Yes,
means
sir.
this is my first entry. This is my second entry. So
Correct.
more than one entry means duplicate.
Yes, sir.
So Acer, first value, how much it is?
25,000.
So Acer will be picking up 25,000. When I hit enter, still the cell is in editable mode. When I hit enter, what is the value it picked up?
25,000.
Because it is having the duplicate entry. So this is called, when you have the brand names duplicate, VLOOKUP will always pick the first value because VLOOKUP doesn't work with the duplicate entry, and in the range, whichever it appears first, it treats as the unique data, rest of things are duplicate. So this is the reason why you have to always ensure that your parent data, brand column or the common column, anything you have in both the columns should not contain any duplicates. Hope it is clear now.
So if the data, sir, if the data, how should we identify like उधर duplicate है या नहीं है? क्यों कैसा होगा सर?
हाँ,
ये थोड़े
वो
नंबर से
अलग वो
थोड़ा
वो
क्वांटिटी
अलग
समझ में आ गया.
वो नहीं, वो अलग बात है। डुप्लीकेट है या नहीं समझना वो अलग बात है। अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं VLOOKUP का सेकंड रूल, दैट शुड नॉट बी एनी डुप्लीकेट। इज दैट क्लियर?
Okay. Yes, sir, it's clear.
Now I am going to answer your question. If you have any duplicates, what you can do, you can select your entire range, going to home, conditional formatting, over here, highlight cell rules. Can you see we have an option duplicate values?
Yes, sir.
तो इसको क्लिक करेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिक दिखा देगा जहां पे डुप्लीकेट्स है।
Correct. Correct.
Right. So this is what our rule number 2, people. Data should not contain, our master data should not contain any duplicates. Same rule goes for our HLOOKUP also. In your master data, there should not be any duplicate. This is our rule number 2. Now, rule number 3. What VLOOKUP says, the data flow always has to be left to right. Now, what is the meaning by left to right flow of data? Take a look. When I asked my vendor to give my master data or parent data, if somebody has given me the data like this, VLOOKUP will not work because VLOOKUP cannot read your data from right to left. Right to left, it cannot read your data. So this is the reason why whatever the common column you have, that should be the column you have the first, and whatever you are looking for, it has to be always in the right side of your common columns. It's not necessary that rate column has to be immediate right to the brand. It can be something like this over here. It can be like this, not a problem. But when you are searching the records, you should start searching from brand. Anything before brand, you no need to take. And this is how you select where you find rate column, you have to stop. That is your table array. And anything after rate column also available, you no need to take that. So this is called your left to right flow of your data. For VLOOKUP, that is very, very essential. Data flow has to be always left to right. Hope it is clear.
Clear.
Right. Now we'll go for HLOOKUP. What it says, the data flow has to be always, if you go for top to bottom. Like, what is that? Just see. Over here. If you look at our data over here in our data set, the moment we are searching our, looking for our parent data, suppose somebody has given me the data in this format. Our HLOOKUP cannot read our data from bottom to top. And that's why you have to ensure that your data flow has to be top to bottom. So these 3 rules are very, very essential, people. Whenever you go for application of your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, remember, if one of the rules is not satisfied, definitely it will not work for you. All right.
So wanted to ask you one more.
Please.
In horizontal, you said it has to be from top to bottom.
Yes.
Right. Now, if the data, my data is on top, is there any shortcut key to get it to the bottom?
No, shortcut key in the sense over here we are working in this data. Now this is there in the top.
Now the rates are on top.
Okay.
Okay, brand is in the bottom.
Right.
Is there any shortcut key to? Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
We need to copy and copy paste. That's it.
That is the only one.
That is only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can interchange the fields. Like suppose a brand is there and rate is over here on the top. You want to
Hmm.
interchange the fields. You select brand and cut it, Control X, and go to the rate and right click. Here you have an option called insert cut cells. So when you go for insert cut cells, it will switch the columns, rows.
Just cut and paste. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. All right. So I believe all these rules are clear, people. Whatever we discussed. Any difficulties in VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, anything? Okay. So I would suggest taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things. Okay. And if you have any hurdles or any challenges, still you can make a note of that, or you can put it in the group, what we have designed. And anybody voluntarily would like to answer also, you can do that. If it has remained unanswered, then definitely I will step in and answer the query if you have something. But practice well, day one, day two, whatever you have learned, try to implement at your workplace. And if you have any challenge, make a note and bring your sample data. If you have something where you have tried to apply this, but it is not working, something like that, also you can bring it to the session. And our day three will be having in the next week, Saturday. Okay. And our agenda would be when we have downloaded something from our SAP or ERP, a huge volume of data, how to read the data properly, how to present it effectively. We are going to discuss about all these things. And basically, we'll be working with the pivot table. Entire session will be on pivot table only. And I'll be taking you through how to create multiple reports or multiple tables, how to connect it. All these things we are going to discuss in day three. So don't miss the class. That is very, very essential. Though you will be getting the recordings, but one-time practice is very, very essential in the training. So plan your calendar accordingly and make yourself available for the training. All right. Fine. So kindly save all your files. Any doubt, any queries from the day?